What is going on, people? And today we are going to veer away a little bit from our usual keyboard and mouse review, but I think this video is still technically relevant because we are going to be taking a look at this little guy right here. Honestly, I was a little surprised when Fantech reached out. Quite frankly, I geeked out a little bit because I really missed playing on an Xbox controller. I got the Xbox One on launch back in 2013 and I played that bad boy for years. I played a little bit on the PlayStation 4, but I still wanted that same ergonomic feeling, that same, vibe when you game on an Xbox controller. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this controller. This is Fantech's EOS Pro Mark II, which Fantech generously provided. Still, I get to keep this controller, but Fantech did not have any say in the creation of this review. They did not pay me to make this review, and everything I say will always going to be my personal take. Now, we're not gonna dive very deep into this product as I am not that knowledgeable in handheld gaming, but I'm still gonna give you guys my first impressions on this controller, how it feels on my hand, how good it performs, and ultimately what I think about it. Let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna be a little biased here since the majority of my console gaming era was playing on Xbox. This is Fantech's EOS Pro Mark II. You can also opt for the EOS Pro Mark II S version, which is basically the same thing, but with these vibrant neon designs, and the D-pad and face buttons are mechanical rather than membrane. On the EOS Pro Mark II non-S version, you can choose from 3 different colors such as this gray, this white, and this black. Now, the only worry I have with this gray color on the body is it could produce that yellow stain over time, especially when you use it more frequently. But I have to admit, the gray looks very cool. This controller is only retailing for about $33 US or 1800 Philippine peso, which is very cheap compared to the real Xbox controllers, which cost a lot more with less features. And talking about the features, this controller has a lot of it, including the TMR magnetic technology, which is what we usually see on high-end gaming keyboards. It ensures very responsive and high precision movements, and with less material moving inside, there is less wear and tear, prolonging its life and lowering the chance of stick drifts. You can also change these sticks with the provided ones that come in the box. Higher sticks for people with bigger hands with longer fingers. There's also an RGB ring surrounding the stick that makes it look really awesome. You can control the brightness level and effects using the select button and up and down on the D-pad. To adjust the effect, start button and left arrow, right arrow for the colors. It also has LED indicators telling you your connectivity status. We have a total of 22 different buttons on this controller. We have the home button right here, which is the Fantech logo, select, start, and these two conjoined buttons, which are the snap and turbo button. We'll get to that in a minute. We also have the left and right stick buttons, the D-pad, which you can also change from the ones that come in the box, these face buttons, the XYBA, which has an underglow so you can still see the buttons even in a dark room. We also have the bumpers and triggers. Feels very natural like the ones we find on an actual Xbox controller. They have this small pre-travel with a little tactile bump, which is a little muddy for my taste, but it works fine. The click is also very balanced, so anywhere you click, it will feel exactly the same. The triggers are very responsive, and we also have these kind of like locks on the bottom. They are not locks per se, they just limit the full travel of the triggers, which I guess in some games are very useful. This controller also has these buttons on the back that you can use as macro keys. The turbo button is for allowing turbo mode, which will automatically and rapidly repeats a button input when activated, allowing for actions like rapid fire or continuous jumps without holding the button down, which can reduce muscle strain. This controller can record 63 buttons, and you can map them with the paddle buttons on the back. This controller also has the rumbling feature that I'm sure most, if not all, of the controllers on the market have. The rumbling is very good. I've used off-brand controllers before, and the rumbling was just lacking, and it also has this, teeny tiny rattling noise, which was very annoying, honestly. The rumbles on this controller is very solid. It also adapts to the scene of the game you're playing. You can adjust how strong the rumble is by holding down the turbo button and pushing the left stick up or down. This also has a gyroscope built in, so the controller knows when you're tilting or rotating the controller. Pretty good for racing games, not that I use that feature. It also weighs 279 grams, which is light enough to be enjoyed on long hours of gaming. It also has tri-mode connectivity. You can connect it via Bluetooth, the StrikeSpeed Pro Wireless, which uses this little 2.4 GHz USB-A wireless dongle, and it will reach up to 1000 Hz of polling rate, and wired mode, where you can charge the controller and use it at the same time. This gaming controller has an internal 1000 mAh battery, which lasts a full 4 days on a single full charge with all the lights turned on. And flipping this over, you can see these gold contact points, and that is for the charging dock. You can separately purchase the charging dock for only $10 US, which is really good actually. I might buy one. Next to those contact points is the switch to toggle Windows mode, Mac mode, Android, and Switch mode. This is also compatible with Tesla cars as stated on the box. I was weirded out for a bit until I remembered that some people play games on the display in Teslas, so yeah. There's also a 3.5mm stereo audio jack port on this part where you can connect your wired headphones or headsets when gaming. I've been gaming with a keyboard and a mouse for a long time now. The last time I played on a controller was back in 2016, 2017, so yeah, I really missed it. And it's just so much fun bringing that same gaming vibes that you get on a console to a PC. Again, the Pro Non-S variant, like what I have here, has membrane D-pad and face buttons, which degrades much quicker over time, especially if you hit the buttons harder than usual, and I get it. Games can be a little tense sometimes, so if you game like that, like most of us do, I suggest spending the extra $8 to get the Pro S variant. You can get the charging dock as well because I think that adds to the convenience, and I also love the fact that you can change the sticks and D-pad. You can easily replace them once they are worn out. The only drawback I found was the internal battery. As counterintuitive as it sounds, I feel like controllers should have the ability to quickly swap out batteries in an instant. But then again, this can be charged and used wired at the same time. So if you're looking to buy a very cheap but very premium feeling controller with the same ergonomics and same button placement as the Xbox One controller for your PC, this is a very good direction to look at.